The following is a paid program for Arthro-7, brought to you by U.S. Doctors Clinical, a proud sponsor of the Arthritis Foundation. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hello, I'm your host, Dr. Lisa Pavoni, and welcome viewers across the country to U.S. Doctors TV, bringing top medical experts directly to you to discuss the latest products, information, and health tips critical to your health and wellness. Today, we're talking about joint health. Patients have come to me for years asking about the latest miracle pill, juice, or cream promising to repair their unhealthy joints and allow them to live pain-free and mobile again. As a doctor, I need to be able to discuss the pros and cons of drugs or supplement options, not only for patient safety reasons, but also to keep my patients from wasting their time and money on things that are unlikely to provide the intended effect. Today, we're going to do just that with the help of one of the top medical experts in joint health, a doctor with over 40 years in virtually every aspect of joint pain and health, research and treatment, earning him the nickname America's Joint Doctor. He'll explain why the popular joint health products of today simply cannot provide the long-term solution you're looking for. And in fact, many actually may be making your joint and overall health worse. And you're also going to learn about a product that has kept joint sufferers mobile and active without the aches and discomfort for 10, 15 years or more. A real long-term solution to joint health and wellness. I'm very proud to welcome Dr. John Hahn to the show.
Thanks for having me on the show, Dr. Pavoni.
So what about all those joint health and products and ingredients on the market today, Dr. Hahn? Can you tell our audience what actually works and what they should stay away from?
In my opinion, the most well-known pain relievers and joint health products fall into two categories. They're either one, dangerous, in some cases even lethal, or two, ineffective over the long term.
What does that include, Dr. Hahn?
That includes over-the-counter and other drugs, the glucosamine and chondroitin-based products, and even the popular omega-3 supplements.
Even omega-3 fish oils?
Yes, even omega-3 products like fish, mussel, or krill oil. Good for your heart, but not the long-term answer for those stiff, sore, achy joints. None of these products provide a real solution to joint health. None provide the holistic joint food your joints need to be healthy with less aches and discomfort, especially as we age.
Well, I've read a lot about this concept of joint food and joint nourishment lately. It really makes a lot of sense, but let's get to that later. First, Dr. Hahn, can you break down the pros and cons of the more well-known joint health and relief options available today?
Sure. The first thing we usually turn to when we have joint discomfort is aspirin, ibuprofen, or other non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. We've all probably taken these pills at one time or another, and yes, they can provide some short-term pain relief, but they can also wreak havoc on your body over time. You need to absolutely stay away from this stuff.
I agree. They have a place, but I'm really annoyed by television commercials that advise taking these medications daily to manage joint health symptoms.
Well, 30 years ago, these anti-inflammatory pills gave me a painful bleeding ulcer, and tens of thousands of people die every year from complications attributed to their long-term use. They should not be part of anyone's long-term joint health regimen.
Unfortunately, the FDA pulled some of the top prescription anti-inflammatory options off the market
because of their dangerous side effects, including strokes, heart attacks, and other cardiovascular issues.
So what about the natural supplements out there? Glucosamine and chondroitin seem to be the ingredient combination we hear about most.
My advice is don't waste your money. Millions of people are obviously still not aware that these ingredients in so many of the popular joint supplements are no more effective than sugar pills. They don't work, and very large studies published in the Journal of the American Medical Association and the prestigious New England Journal of Medicine concluded they are simply not the answer.
Yes, I've seen those studies. I suppose the only good news is it appears they can't hurt you.
But if they are in your supplement, then in my opinion, you're just wasting your money on an expensive placebo. And people are unaware that most glucosamines come from shellfish, and shellfish allergies are very common.
Okay, so what about using high-dose omega-3 supplements for long-term joint health and relief? Now, you're telling us they can be dangerous too for some people?
Let me be clear. For heart and brain health, I believe we should all get omega-3s naturally from the foods we eat. But too much fish oil can cause excessive bleeding and even dampen your immune system.
And millions of seniors are on prescription blood thinners.
That's right. And blood thinning issues are the #1 overdose issue in the emergency rooms for seniors. So combining these senior medications with fish oil capsules can be dangerous.
But what about the anti-inflammatory effect of fish oils?
There are studies showing some short-term anti-inflammatory effects, but very few studies beyond 3 months. So again, they only mask the pain temporarily. They do not nourish the joint, and they don't deliver the nutrients you need for long-term joint health. And that's why I'm here today, Dr. Pavoni, to get the word out. From the drugs to the supplements, tens of millions have fallen for the wrong or incomplete solutions that over time can lead to less healthy joints, less mobility, and possibly even risky, painful joint replacement surgery.
So what is the solution, Dr. Hahn?
Well, certainly the research and the studies and my personal experience with patients have all shown me that these products are not the solution. I firmly believe that achieving long-term joint health and comfort requires a more comprehensive approach with key nutrients that actually nourish and support your joints and cartilage, not just mask the pain.
Okay, I'm tracking. So this is why you've been preaching about joint health through joint food and joint nourishment for over 20 years now.
That's correct. And it all started with doctors, chiropractors, and other healthcare practitioners. People interested in real results supported by a clinical study and patient success.
Well, you're talking about Arthro-7.
Yes, it's called Arthro-7 because of the strong synergy between its 7 key joint nourishing ingredients. Dr. Pavoni, we've got people that have been successfully using Arthro-7 for 15 years or more, living happily and comfortably with long-term mobility and without the drug or omega-3 potential side effects.
And I've read Arthro-7 is no small success. You've sold over 8 million bottles. So there must be a lot of people getting amazing results every day. Let's go now and listen to some real Arthro-7 users.
I was taking glucosamine chondroitin for a fairly long period of time and not really getting any relief. As soon as I started taking Arthro-7, I found relief almost immediately, and the fact that I could walk normally, which I hadn't been able to do, was very exciting.
Throughout my football career, I've had the same doctor. And one thing he's always said to me is that I'm going to need knee replacement surgery because there's a lot of grinding going on in my knees, that basically the cartilage had been worn down because of all the repetitive motion of football. After taking Arthro-7, it's a thing of the past. He was shocked when I came to him and I said, "Can you check my knees out?" And he didn't hear that grinding and popping going on in my knees. He was amazed. He said, "What is your secret?" And I told him Arthro-7.
I've been in music since I was 5, and I'm 70 now. You know, all of a sudden something that's been an intense part of your life is suddenly on the verge of being taken away. It was devastating. I live in a Victorian, which has a lot of stairs, and we have tall stairs in the front and even taller in the back. Within 2 weeks, I was all walking up and down stairs. I was telling everybody about it. It was so amazing to me. I couldn't believe that something had worked that fast. I'm just so glad that they actually put out a product that is this fantastic and that really does work. I mean, you know, you see a lot of things in which they don't work or they work sort of. This really does work.
Wow, sounds like Arthro-7 is a proven formula with a pretty incredible track record of success. We'll talk more with America's Joint Doctor when we get back, but right now I want to give you a chance to call in and get more information on Arthro-7. And when we return, the doctor will give you his top 5 at-home joint health tips that can really make a difference. You won't want to miss this. Now, if you would like more information on the Arthro-7 joint food that Dr. Hahn is talking about today, or if you or a loved one are finally ready to stop the misery and start living a life without sore, stiff, aching joints preventing you from enjoying the things you love, then pick up the phone and call the number you see on your screen. We've worked out a special arrangement with our guests, so when you do call, be sure to mention you're calling for the doctor's special offer, and you'll find out how you can receive a free month supply of Arthro-7, clinically shown to start improving joint comfort in just 2 weeks. Developed by U.S. Doctors Clinical, Arthro-7 doesn't just mask the pain like drugs or omega supplements. It's the only complete formula that actually nourishes and feeds your cartilage and joints. A perfect balance of 7 top joint healing nutrients. Arthro-7 can help keep your joints healthy, flexible, and lubricated while naturally reducing those aches and discomforts. And I've also been told that for a limited time, we have some very nice additional free gifts for those who call today, including the doctor's easy-to-follow joint mobility and flexibility program with proven, simple tips you can do at home. And when those joints or muscles are really aching and on fire, and you need immediate relief, The first 500 customers will also receive a free tube of the doctor's special pain relief cream for quick, soothing relief where you need it. So if you would like more information on how to get your free month supply of Arthro-7, the doctor's mobility and flexibility tips booklet, and your free tube of the pain relief cream, then all you have to do is pick up the phone now and give us a call. This special offer is not available in stores, so you must call now.
Since using Arthro-7, I've had full mobility and I've been able to live my life.
In a few weeks, I could do all those things again and enjoy life again. And I have to thank Arthro-7 for that.
I've been taking it for between 12 and 15 years, I'm not sure exactly. Friends always say, when are you ever going to stay home? And I said, well, when I'm too old to walk, I guess. Don't take it away from me. You'll have a lawsuit on your hands. I need this.
Well, Arthro-7 certainly has changed my life because it's given me the ability to walk normally, and I'm no longer experiencing the kind of discomfort that I was experiencing before taking Arthro-7. So Arthro-7 has really done the job for me.
It actually worked. It took the discomfort completely away.
I love Arthro-7. Anything that can help a former athlete and a paramedic get his life back, that is surely going to be something I love.
Welcome back. Before the break, we were talking with America's joint doctor, John Hahn, about what works and doesn't work when it comes to addressing joint aches and discomforts, and how our joints, just like our bodies, need proper food and nourishment to get healthy and stay healthy as we age. So, Dr. Hahn, can you explain to the audience what you mean by joint food?
To best explain it, first it's important to understand a few basic things about joints and why most of us will face joint issues as we age, unless you do something about it. And to do that, I need the assistance of my little friend here.
Okay, I see you brought a knee joint with you. Do you always travel with a knee joint?
They call me the joint doctor for a reason.
So this will be Anatomy 101?
Even easier than that, Dr. Pavoni. A joint is simply the connection between two bones. Joints and their surrounding structures allow your ankles and your knees to bend, your hips to wiggle, your back to bend, even your neck to turn. Plus, they help you to easily wave your fingers or play the piano.
All things we take for granted when we're young.
Right, and healthy joints have this nice smooth tissue here called cartilage and an important lubricant called synovial fluid. All of this cushions your joints so your bones don't rub together, but with age, injuries, being overweight, and many other factors, you begin to experience wear and tear on your joints. And as we age, even activities like playing golf or carrying the grandkids increases joint stress and contributes to wear and tear,
leading to various degrees of joint aches and stiffness.
That's right. But most people don't know is that if your joints don't get the right joint nourishment as you age, like we provide with Arthro-7, then things can go downhill quite fast. And eventually, it goes beyond just aches and discomforts. It gets more serious when you begin to lose mobility.
And most people simply turn to the temporary fixes when those aches begin.
And that's the problem. Your joints are put under tremendous strain every day. Simply masking your discomfort with drugs or high-dose omega supplements, as millions of people do every day, is the wrong approach. It will not provide an environment of repair and healing for your joints, and if your joints do fail, the result is often costly and painful joint replacement surgery, or worse, life behind a walker or in a wheelchair.
Okay, I follow. So getting back to your knee model, what does a worn down knee joint look like?
When you have a less healthy knee joint, this smooth cartilage on top of the bone becomes rough and wears down. The joint cartilage gets thinner and there's less lubrication. This can affect how you move, and that's when you start to get this grinding sensation like rubbing bricks together, and your joints really start to hurt. It also triggers the body's inflammatory response.
So inflammation isn't the root cause of all the pain, like the joint supplement companies tell us?
Of course not. Inflammation is the body's attempt to self-protection. It's trying to remove what's causing the aches and discomfort to begin the healing process.
Then why do the big drug and omega fish oil companies tell us all you have to do is address the inflammation and you'll have healthy joints?
Because it's a simple message, and it's easy for people to equate no pain to problem solved, when this couldn't be further from the truth. These products do not address the long-term joint nourishment and health.
I suppose from the perspective of these big companies making millions off of your misery, it's an easy marketing message to infer that removing the pain is more than just something temporary.
Yes, and with Arthro-7, we've developed a product that does address the unhealthy inflammation to keep the joint mobile. But we also realize that ultimate answer lies in the joint itself.
So what is it? What was the answer?
The answer was providing food for the cartilage and joint. It was not easy. It took the synergy of 7 well-studied joint health ingredients working together to arrive at a product as effective as Arthro-7. And we've got the clinical study and the track record of hundreds of thousands of users to prove Arthro-7 joint food works.
So what are those magical 7 ingredients in Arthro-7?
The important thing to keep in mind is that joint nourishment requires that each ingredient be in its more natural or whole state with supportive enzymes so the body and joints can more fully absorb it.
Unlike synthetic drugs or supplements.
Exactly. The ingredients in Arthro-7 fall into 3 categories. First, there's collagen support. Collagen is the main component of joint cartilage, so we use whole collagen in Arthro-7, not one isolated type of collagen like you see in other formulas. We also use a well-studied ingredient called MSM to help further slow the degradation of cartilage.
And I see you also include vitamin C, which is critical for collagen formation and protection with its antioxidant powers. So what do you use in Arthro-7 to help address that problem of unhealthy inflammation?
We include the well-studied inflammation fighter from India called turmeric and a powerful enzyme from pineapple called bromelain.
Okay, that leaves 2 more ingredients. Are you holding out on me, Dr. Hahn?
Of course not. I would never. I just saved some of the best for last, Dr. Pavoni. For supportive joint lubrication, the best ingredient out there is a unique fatty acid called CMO. The CMO we use is referred to as the WD-40 of joint mobility, another ingredient supporting joint comfort. And lastly, to ensure the body absorbs everything quickly and more completely, we have the natural enzyme lipase.
Sounds very complete, Dr. Hahn. And all of this was supported by a clinical trial on the actual Arthro-7 formula itself, not just the individual ingredients?
I'm glad you phrased it that way, Dr. Pavoni, because very few products do a clinical trial on the actual formula. It was a 12-week comprehensive clinical trial, but remarkably, users began to see significant improvement in joint comfort in just the first 2 weeks.
And I read that there were specific, significant improvements showing less joint discomfort, less joint stiffness, and less difficulty walking and descending stairs.
Yes, in fact, almost 75% of Arthro-7 users experienced greater joint comfort and mobility versus only about 16% with the placebo group.
Wow, those are impressive results. And I read that the Arthro-7 study was published in the prestigious Journal of Nutrition and Dietary Supplements. And you've got so many stories from people across the country that have been using Arthro-7 for such a long time. Let's listen in on a few.
I tried Arthro-7 and I didn't really think it would do anything, but it did. It helped me in a short period of time and I feel great now. And my knees felt better, my joints were a lot better. So it's made my life a lot more enjoyable and a lot more fun.
It was an enormous difference. I mean, my fingers, I was beginning to slow down on sewing, which I love. I love hand sewing. And it was getting where I could only do it for maybe half an hour at a time. Now it doesn't bother me at all. Look, my fingers are really flexible again.
When I get out of a car, the first few steps I'd take, they were tortured, and we'd go to a shopping center or something, my wife would jump out, run in the store, and I'd have to get going to catch up with her. And now it's a race.
I've been a yoga teacher since 1976, more than 30 years. Those people that I have recommended this product to, all of them that have tried it like it and have stuck with it. I like the fact that it's a natural product. We live at the top of a very steep hill. We would not take long walks because my knee would bother me too much. Lots of friends said try glucosamine chondroitin, and even the knee surgeon said to do that. And I did try it for quite a while, and it didn't help me. And the fact is that Arthro-7 helped me.
We're going to take a break right now to give our viewers a chance to call in and get more information. Please stay tuned, because when we return, we are going to a very special segment of the show. Dr. Hahn sits down with real Arthro-7 users who share their very personal and life-changing experiences. You won't want to miss it. Now, if you would like more information on the Arthro-7 joint food that Dr. Hahn is talking about today, or if you or a loved one are finally ready to stop the misery and start living a life without sore, stiff, aching joints, preventing you from enjoying the things you love, then pick up the phone and call the number you see on your screen. We've worked out a special arrangement with our guest, so when you do call, be sure to mention you're calling for the doctor's special offer, and you'll find out how you can receive a free month supply of Arthro-7, clinically shown to start improving joint comfort in just 2 weeks. And I've also been told that for a limited time, we have some very nice additional free gifts for those who call today, including the doctor's easy-to-follow joint mobility and flexibility program with proven simple tips you can do at home. And when those joints or muscles are really aching and on fire and you need immediate relief, the first 500 customers will also receive a free tube of the doctor's special pain relief cream for quick soothing relief where you need it. So if you would like more information on how to get your free month supply of Arthro-7, the doctor's mobility and flexibility tips booklet, and your free tube of the pain relief cream, then all you have to do is pick up the phone now and give us a call. This special offer is not available in stores, so you must call now. Welcome back to the show. Earlier this week, the Good Doctor sat down with Arthro-7 users who came in to share their personal stories. Stories many of you out there can probably closely relate to. How their joint aches and pains, stiffness, and eventual decreased mobility were literally ruining their lives, causing them to miss work and miss out on sharing experiences with friends and family. And you'll also hear how Arthro-7 was able to turn things around for each and every one of them, changing, and in some ways, maybe even saving their lives. You need to hear this. Let's listen in.
Hello, I want to thank all of you for coming down and taking the time to share your stories today. I want to thank my colleague, Dr. Lynn Anderson, naturopath, author, radio host, who is sitting in with us today.
Dr. Hahn, we should be thanking you. I can't imagine where I'd be had I not started taking Arthro-7 approximately 15 years ago.
So Jimmy, why did you start taking Arthro-7?
I was an auto mechanic and was always getting in and out of cars, not to mention up from under them, which required a lot of bending and flexibility, which never bothered me until I started getting older.
Yes, that getting older thing gets in the way if you don't take good care of your joints. So what happened?
Right after I retired, when I should have been chasing grandkids, my knees started to hurt. They felt like two pieces of metal kind of rubbing together. And the ache got so bad at one point, I was even afraid to go out for walks because I didn't know how far I would get before my knees would give out.
Was Arthro-7 the first thing you tried, Jimmy?
Sad to say it wasn't, Dr. Hahn. I tried just about everything under the sun, wasted a lot of time, spent a lot of money, but after I started taking Arthro-7, I quit everything else. It worked so fast, after a few weeks I was up and walking everywhere again.
How did your knees feel different with Arthro-7?
It kind of felt like I added lubricant to the grinding joints. That's probably the best way to describe it. It worked so well, even got me out dancing again. I spent almost 15 years ago. I'm enjoying retirement ever since, and I'm still chasing grandkids.
Great story, Jimmy. That's how Arthro-7 works. It helps fight unhealthy inflammation to help you get mobile again, while the other nutrients helps nourish the cartilage in your joints so everything just glides better.
Well, Dr. Hahn, for me, I can honestly say Arthro-7 probably saved my career. As an older competitive rider in a demanding cutting horse competitions and a horse ranch owner, I put a lot of wear and tear on my joints and even break a bone once in a while.
So what was causing your discomfort?
It was mainly my sore knees, the aftermath of an ankle injury, and my aching shoulders too. At one point I was taking a handful of ibuprofen pills each day just to get by, until you insisted I started using Arthro-7.
Gail, those pills were just masking the issue, while your actual joint health was most likely getting worse.
Not to mention probably burning a hole in your stomach.
I started taking Arthro-7, and really just after a few weeks, the aches and stiffness were all gone. That was over 5 years ago. I felt great ever since. The ranch is as busy as ever, and my next competition is just 3 months away. I'm relying on Arthro-7 to keep me going for a long time.
I'm proud of you, Gail, and good luck in the competition.
Hi, I'm Brian, and I own a heating and air conditioning company. We do a lot of heavy lifting, and it's pretty rough on the joints. For me, it was my back and my knees. The aches and stiffness have literally been with me for more than 10 years.
So Brian, what did you take for it?
What didn't I take is the question. I took prescription meds for a long time, but as you said, I realized they weren't good for me and were just masking the issue. I then tried ibuprofen until my stomach started to hurt, and that scared me too.
How about supplements?
I tried different glucosamine and chondroitin supplements and omega fish oils, but I didn't feel any better after using them.
How were you able to get by at work?
Well, I started using those compression wraps for my knees, but after I took them off, my knees still hurt. My joints weren't getting any better.
Compression wraps are the new fad, another quick fix that ultimately ends up doing more harm than good for many people. They can actually weaken the muscles around the joints. As the muscles get weaker, the joints become less stable, and the cartilage erodes even faster. Not a way to go.
Well, the good news is I don't need them anymore. After just 2 weeks of Arthro-7, my knees and back are already much better. I'm still new to the product, but after hearing these stories, I'm going to keep taking it every day. The stuff is a lifesaver.
You have to remember, Arthro-7 was designed to provide nutrients and nourishment for your joints and cartilage. That's why we call it joint food, and that's what makes it so unique from anything else out there. If you intend to stay mobile and active as you age, then your joints need nourishment. Food, just like your brain, your muscles, your skin, and every other part of your body. When you starve those parts and just mask the discomfort with anti-inflammatory pills or load up on omega fish oil, then your joints are not getting what they need.
Dr. Hahn, it was great hearing those Arthro-7 success stories and seeing how much you really care. Any parting words for our viewers?
Thank you, Dr. Pavoni, for having me on the show. Over the years, so many people have come to my office needlessly suffering, unaware that there is a safe and proven joint health solution. So my question to you is, if you're not taking Arthro-7, then what are you waiting for? You owe it not only to yourself, but to your loved ones as well. Pick up the phone and call today. Your joints and family will thank you.
And thank you, Dr. Hahn, for being our guest today. Now, if you would like more information on the Arthro-7 joint food that Dr. Hahn talked about today, or if you or a loved one are finally ready to stop the misery and start living a life without sore, stiff, aching joints, preventing you from enjoying the things you love, then pick up the phone and call the number you see on your screen. We've worked out a special arrangement with our guest, so when you do call, be sure to mention you're calling for the doctor's special offer, and you'll find out how you can receive a free month supply of Arthro-7, clinically shown to start improving joint comfort in just 2 weeks. We also have 2 additional free gifts for those who call today, including the Doctor's Easy to Follow Joint Mobility and Flexibility Program, with proven simple tips you can do at home. And when those joints or muscles are really aching and on fire and you need immediate relief, the first 500 customers will also receive a free tube of the doctor's special pain relief cream for quick soothing relief where you need it. So if you would like more information on how to get your free month supply of Arthro-7, the doctor's mobility and flexibility tips booklet, and your free tube of the pain relief cream, then all you have to do is pick up the phone now and give us a call. This special offer is not available in stores, so you must call now. This is Dr. Lisa Pavoni for US Doctors TV. Thanks for watching.
Since using Arthro-7, I've had full mobility and I've been able to live my life.
In a few weeks, I could do all those things again and enjoy life again. And I have to thank Arthro-7 for that.
Well, Arthro-7 certainly has changed my life because it's given me the ability to walk normally, and I'm no longer experiencing the kind of discomfort that I was experiencing before taking Arthro-7. So Arthro-7 has really done the job for me.
I love Arthro-7. Anything that can help a former athlete and a paramedic get his life back, that is surely going to be something I love.
It actually worked. It took the discomfort completely away.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The preceding was a paid program for Arthro-7, brought to you by US Doctors Clinical, a proud sponsor of the Arthritis Foundation.